Hello there, welcome once again to Living on Purpose. My name is Fola Daniel Adelesi, and today I'll be talking to you about the discipline for greatness. The discipline for greatness. One thing that we don't talk about enough is the fact that greatness requires discipline. Greatness is not something that you wish for, it is something that you work for. And the work that is required for greatness is a lot of work. And that work is not even the problem, it's the discipline to stay with the work. I'll give you an example. As a writer, I've met quite a number of other people who are writers. And one thing that I hear from some of these people is, oh, I wish I could just have sat down just like you did. I would have written so many books like you've done. You don't just wish to be able to write many books. You work at it. It's discipline. When people hear that I've published more than 13 books, they ask me, so how do you do it? And what's going on? It's discipline. Writing can be a skill, but if you don't have the discipline to sit down and write, you will never be able to do anything. Sometimes it's very, very tough. Sometimes it's not convenient. There are times when you have what you call the writer's block. You are making a mistake. You're writing something and you know that you're not making a headway, but you sit down, you start all over. I've seen so many times when it was just discouraging to not be able to make a headway. There were times, I remember the first time I wanted to publish my books, the first book ever. One of the things that happened was that about 48 hours before going to press, in those days when we used to have a diskette, not a flash drive or something, we used to have a diskette then. About 48 hours to go into press, I lost the entire diskette on which the file for the book was saved. And I had to sit down with a desktop computer and type the entire manuscript all over from the beginning, and I must get to the press in 48 hours. There are quite a number of times when I don't get to sleep early. I have to spend more time doing something. So when people look and say, oh, you're doing well, you have this number of books, they don't realize the amount of discipline that goes into creating all of those works, writing all those books, writing all those articles. A few years back, I was writing during the lockdown. I wrote quite a number of articles, and when the lockdown was over, I was able to generate 3 books from all the articles that I wrote during the lockdown. It was a lot of discipline, having to say no to social events sometimes, having to say no to some other conferences, having to say no to people asking me to come and party sometimes. So let's move away from that and just talk about you now. You need to understand that if you want to succeed in life, you need to have a lot of discipline. Your success requires an amazing, an incredible level of discipline. And if you're not ready to put in that level of discipline, just know that you're not ready to succeed yet. It's so important that you put in that work. Sometimes you will see people asking you to come and, have a feast, have a festival, just enjoy with them. But you know that there's something more important that needs to be done. You need to understand what discipline is required for you to succeed at what you're trying to succeed at. If you don't understand the discipline that is required for what you're trying to do, you will never achieve the greatness that you're trying to achieve. Everything called greatness requires a level of discipline. And for you to get into that greatness, you must have that discipline as a daily routine. There was a particular time when, for me, it was a must to write an article on a daily basis. Trust me, it wasn't that easy, but I made sure that I hit that goal of writing at least one article on a daily basis. Sometimes when I want to do some trainings, it's not convenient. You have to sit for hours creating content, creating the course outline, creating the modules, creating the exercises that you have to give to people. It's a lot of work, but the discipline to get it done is what keeps me at my desk for long hours trying to create those things. And I have seen that many of the people who have succeeded in life, there is one thing that keeps them going. It's their work ethics. And those work ethics can be defined by one word, and that word is discipline. If you don't have discipline, you may not achieve greatness. I've even told some people, you realize that in sports generally, if you really want to achieve greatness, if you want to succeed, you must be extremely disciplined as an athlete. If you're not disciplined with what you eat, if you're not disciplined with what you drink, you may not be able to become a successful athlete. Go and look at all the A-list athletes that we have in the world, from football to basketball to whatever kind of sports. Maybe it's just on the field. They will tell you the rigorous discipline. I've read from Usain Bolt, one-time fastest man in the world, or fastest man in the world for a couple of years. One of the things that he said he did was that he trained for 4 years just to run for 9 seconds. He trained for 4 years just to run for 9 seconds. Imagine the discipline, choosing what to eat, choosing what not to eat. And it's the same thing for footballers, to be able to stay healthy and be able to play for 90 minutes. If you think it's a joke, at your age, maybe you are both 35 or you're 40, get on the pitch and try to play for 30 minutes. And you see how you'll be scamping, how you'll be panting heavily. So there is a level of discipline that is required. And if you want to achieve greatness, if you ever want to succeed, find out the kind of discipline. The discipline I need to succeed may be different from the kind of discipline that you need. Generally, for everybody, the word is discipline, but the type of discipline differs on the basis of what you want to become or what you want to achieve. So you need to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to become? And what kind of discipline is required for me to achieve the kind of greatness? You want to become an actor? There's the kind of discipline that you need. You want to become a great writer? There's a level of discipline that you need. You want to become a public speaker? There's a level of discipline that you need. You want to become a successful tech entrepreneur? There's a level of discipline that, can you sit with your computer for several hours and get the work done? Can you spend hours just coding and forgetting women, forgetting life, forgetting drinks, forgetting parties? Can you do that? Until you can put in the work, until you can sacrifice, until you can build the discipline needed, you may not be able to achieve that greatness that you're hoping for. I'm seriously hoping that from today, you understand the importance of discipline in achieving greatness, and you start putting in that discipline required for you to achieve your greatness. Thank you for listening. My name is Fola Daniel Adelesi. Once again, please head on to www.foladanielspeaks or check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks. Thank you.